Oh, yes. Yes.
Hey guys, welcome to Podcast vs. Player episode 23. It's all going on this week. There's bandicams and snipers bloody everywhere. Joining me as always this week is a man so mysterious, many people think he's the second coming of Jesus. He isn't, of course, but he can turn bread into toast. It's only Dan.
Hello.
And Lionel Richie.
I am Lionel Richie.
That's a bold claim to make.
Well, I should point out that's actually Lionel Richie. So I'm just a biscuit version.
I like it.
Mm.
How would you like a big fat turd of news?
I will wipe up all of your turds of news.
Well, there's not much to be fair, but I've picked out my two favourite bits of news this week.
Right, go on.
First, as always, Xbox One versus PlayStation 4.
See, I'm getting bored of this now.
Yeah, but this is a humdinger.
Oh, go on.
It's not really. It's been a slow news week, to be honest.
Is this a zinger? Is this going to zing me?
Oh, it's going to zing you hard.
Am I going to be a zinger Daniel Burger?
We shall see. Xbox One UK marketing executive Harvey Eagle,
Oh,
must say, is an amazing name.
pretty good name.
Has basically said in an interview that gamers will be challenged to see the difference in resolution and frame rate for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 games on a 60-inch or smaller TV.
So basically every TV. 60-inch or smaller, that's every... Who's got anything bigger than a 60-inch TV?
Most people that have a TV that large are famous enough to not have time to play games.
Yeah, or they've got both.
Or
It wouldn't make any difference anyway.
Honestly, don't care.
Yeah.
Harvey Eagle, quote, said, if you put third-party games side by side that are running at a slightly different resolutions or frame rates, then unless you're using a screen that's more than 60 inches big, I defy you to really see the difference. I am calling bullshit.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's only really people who pick out all the sort of like little bits and pieces that, you go, oh, well, you can tell where the screen tear is here. That's people like us, I suppose, who do sort of nitpick and sort of say, yeah, well, it's not quite as good as this.
Yeah, but watching the Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes comparison videos, I watched those I've got a Galaxy Note 3. That's like a 5.7 inch screen. That's much smaller than the 60 inch screen he's talking about. And you totally see the difference. And
yeah, but I mean, that is still recorded by somebody else, compressed and recompressed and then played back over the top again.
That's even worse because it wouldn't look like it actually would.
True, but you don't know as to how they might have modified it, you just don't know. But saying that though, I know someone who can't tell the difference between SD and HD.
Yeah, but so blind.
But that's the thing, I just don't think that everyone can sort of see the exact differences. I mean, like, I don't think some people still realise what the difference is between a DVD and a Blu-ray, apart from the size. So, I think it's personally down to sort of what people are actually able to see. But as for me, I think that's rubbish. I think that's absolute rubbish. You can tell if something's running at 720p or 1080.
Yeah, it's totally noticeable. And I think your TV or monitor, whatever you're watching it on, will make a difference. If you haven't got a particularly good TV with a good refresh rate and high pixel counts and stuff like that, it's not obviously going to look as good as a TV that's got better refresh rates and better, more pixel counts.
Yeah.
But it's like going from like DVD to Blu-ray for me was going from PS2 to PS3.
Yeah.
It was a massive difference. Well, it actually was PS2 to PS3, DVD to Blu-ray.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
But like, granted, the actual games on offer for both Xbox One and PS4 aren't massively. They're not neither are taking potential of the power of the two.
No.
Anyway, we digress. So basically, Harvey Eagle is an idiot.
I'd like to see someone from maybe an independent source or a third party come out and say, yeah, we prefer the Xbox One, and you really can't tell the difference. Because they've not got any reason to say that.
No, I do agree, but I can't see that happening.
Oh, of course they're not, because it's not true.
But what I can't trust a company that says people outcried because of the price compared to the PS4 with the Xbox One, and they said the reason you're paying more is because you're getting more for your money because it comes with Kinect. It needs Kinect. It won't work without Kinect. And then they come out and say, oh, also we're releasing a Kinectless Xbox One.
Yeah.
So
But,
need Kinect.
you know, 6 months after, people are so hyped about it that they just go and pre-order it, and they know that they're going to have to get it with it. And then, 6 months, 8 months later, when the hype's died down a bit, then they go, actually, you don't necessarily need it, and also here's a version without it as well, which is a bit cheap.
And it's much cheaper. And those of you that have got Kinect, this basically now says developers have no need to use
Yeah,
Kinect.
which means that no major developers are going to make anything that will support it.
Exactly. So that's fucking just ridiculous.
Yep.
Moving on. It's a little something we spoke about yesterday. Half-Life 3 is being funded.
Well, that is like the headline that the Sun would lead with, and you go, oh, Jesus. And then when you actually do about 30 seconds of digging, you realise that that is just the biggest pile of bullshit that's possibly been read out anywhere ever.
Yeah, it's not great, but
No.
a person called Christopher James Butler on Kickstarter started a Kickstarter for Half-Life 3, where he and a team of six people, including himself, were going to make Half-Life 3. Obviously, it's a AAA game. Everyone's excited for Half-Life 3. Valve, will they, won't they? Nobody knows. But these guys were going to do it, and all they needed was £1,500 to make this AAA game.
Yep.
Which, according to one of the updates, isn't actually going to be called Half-Life 3. They're going to call it a different name. We're just calling it Half-Life 3 so that people know what it was, and then when it was made, in the 10 months timescale that they gave themselves to make this AAA game with £1,500, and then call it something different.
I love the fact that they say we're going to call it Half-Life 3 so people know what to expect, but it's nothing to do with Half-Life 3.
Yeah,
so when they release it, it's like calling a game Mass Effect, and then go, oh right, well, is it before Mass Effect? And go, actually no, it's nothing to do with Mass Effect, it's just in space.
Yeah.
And you go, well, why the fuck are you calling it Mass Effect then? It's obviously not the same thing.
It's just a kiosk.
Yeah.
Space, like a service station for spaceships.
Yeah, so how they think, A, that they could make something like that without any rights from Valve whatsoever in 10 months is impossible. With 5 people, impossible. Simple. And to do it for under £2,000 is bullshit. Absolute stinking sweaty bullshit.
Oh, also, if you did pledge to this Kickstarter before it got cancelled, and it was successful, you got a alpha and beta testing kit, and on completion, if successful, you got a free copy of the game. Only if you live in the UK, though, doesn't?
Yeah, but that surely means then that the alpha test you would have got about 2 weeks later. So you've got alpha 2 weeks later, you've got the beta 2 months later, and then they got 4 months to iron everything out and release it.
So they've got to pay the staff, they've got to pay for all the equipment, and then they've got to pay for all the production costs.
No, assume that they've all got day jobs, right? And assume that they've already got computers and software good enough to actually make this in the first place. So that £1,500 is just going on time, really, and
so
maybe
are they going to cover
catering, cups of tea,
and like shipping and stuff, and actually getting boxes made and cover art made and discs made and stuff?
I've got a feeling that when the full game is actually released, so when you get your free copy, it just turns up in like one of those CD flimsy cases, the little plastic ones with a hinge. It just turns up on that.
You wrote on it.
Yeah, with Half-Life in pen, just in felt tip pen written on it, Half-Life 3. Assuming it's like, 50 plus hours of... I mean, Jesus Christ, how are they going to design 50... Unless it's on the same level, you're just running around in circles.
Yeah, you just start at a different angle of the level.
How gutted would you be if they actually pulled it off?
Oh, we'll never know. It's been cancelled, so we'll never...
They can start up another one.
I doubt it. I'm pretty sure he's been stoned by now.
Quite literally.
Yeah, like, I don't mean like the marijuana sense. I mean like actual.
To be fair, that £1,500, I think that's probably what he was going on.
Yeah, he's just a massive drug addict.
Yeah, it's just like, people love Half-Life 3. I know, we'll make a Kickstarter. People will go, yep, we'll pledge to that for whatever reason, and we'll get 1,500 quid, and we won't actually have to do anything about it. Bang, sorted.
Apparently he worked for EA and Valve at some point in his career. But
He's janitor?
I imagine he's just a lurker, just lurks around.
See, it's like when you get a kid to like plan a project and say, right, how long do you think it's going to take? You go, oh, it's going to take ages, about 10 months. And how much is it going to cost? It's going to cost the most amount of money, like £1,000. And you go, right, well, it's actually going to take a lot longer than that. And it's going to cost £10 million. That's a little bit closer to what you're looking at. So unless he's taking that £1,500, then going on Dragon's Den and saying, I've already got £1,500 of startup money, all I need now is an additional £1 million from each of you, and all the equipment and all the team to make it, because I worked at EA and them, but I don't necessarily know how to make games. And if I did, I sure as hell wouldn't say me and 5 people could make it, all for 1,500 quid. It's like he's done it for a bet. It's mental.
I don't even think indie games cost less than £2,000 to make.
I think most of them cost fuck all because they're awful.
DayZ?
I'm talking like Xbox Live indie games.
Oh no, not that kind of shit. Minecraft, that started off as an indie game.
Well, yeah, that's true.
But that cost a lot more than 1,500 quid.
I'm sure it makes a lot more now.
Now, yeah, but think how much Half-Life 3 would have made retrospectively.
Nah, they'll do it one day.
Yeah, but even then, it's going to be Valve that does it, not some guy from...
Oh, of course, yeah, it's not just some guy from...
I don't even know...
Exactly, Chatham. It's in London, or near London, should I say.
So, either way, there was nobody backed it. It actually got deleted from Kickstarter, shockingly.
Yeah.
I'm quite gutted. I'd have liked to have seen what he actually made.
It would have just been like a slideshow or something, PowerPoint presentation. There's no way
an interactive slideshow.
Yeah. Or it'd be a 2D side scroller or something.
Imagine that.
Half-Life 3 2D. Like Paper Mario, but... Paper Gordon Freeman. Yeah.
But that's literally about it for the news, to be honest.
Yes.
Like I say, it's been a slow week.
That's fine. I'll end it if that's alright with you.
You end it.
Okay then. Thanks everyone for joining. We've been PvP. You all stay in school and off drugs and shit. And have lots of sex. Bye!
Yes.